Ethan, we need to put that a minus 4 there. So let's do that first. The a minus 4 should be there. Now, remember what I said? It's our job is to figure out what is missing. So they both have a minus 4, so that's not missing. You wouldn't need that piece. So when we go to number 3, so that's the first thing. Okay, now we go here. Let's talk about this. So they have a 2, right? How many 2s do they have? 1. How many 5s? Nope. How many 5s do you need? What's the highest amount of 5s that you see in each one? 1. How many A's do you see? What's the highest amount of A's that you see? What is the highest amount of B's that you see? So our LCD should be 10 a to the third b squared. That means that's what our denominator should be. How did I do that? You took the amount of the highest amount of 2's in them, the highest amount of 5's, the highest amount of A's, the highest amount of B's. So now our job is to decipher what is missing from 5a to the third b squared. So what is missing from this denominator? How do this needs to be a 10, so what do I need to do? Multiply it by 2. What is 9c over 10a to the b? So what is 10ab missing? From 10a to the third b squared, what is it missing? It's missing an a squared and a b. You guys, so that's your job. Anytime you're adding or subtracting fractions is finding that least common denominator and figuring out what's missing. So now I have 8 over 10a to the third b squared plus 9a squared b to the bc over 10a to the third b squared. And our final answer is going to be 8 plus 9a squared bc all over 10a to the third b squared. There, is that better? So again, I just want to reiterate, you guys, you don't always have to do this, but if you forget how to find the LCD, you can write it out, and remember, it's always the highest of each piece. Okay, so let's look at number 4. So my question is, can you make a 5 into a 16? No. So what am I going to have to multiply this fraction by? 5. So we know that one. This has a b squared. This has an a to the third. So we're going to multiply each side by a to the third. Now, what do I have to multiply 8x 5a to the third b by? You already told me I can't make a 5 into a 16, so what am I going to multiply this by? 16. And then, do I need any variables? I need a b. Now, again, you guys, if you're not sure how I did that, in a second, I'll put it over here and I can show you. Okay, so let's multiply. What is 5a to the third times 3a squared? A to the fifth, because you add exponents, because the bases are the same. And then it would be over 80 a to the third b squared minus, what is 8x times 16b? And when you go to write it, it is xb, but we usually write our variables in alphabetical order. So we're going to put bx. That's the rule of thumb. Always put your variables in alphabetical order. And then what's the denominator going to be? 5 times 6 is 80. I'm sorry, 5 times 16 is 80. A to the third, and then b squared. You want to make sure those match. And your final answer is 15a to the fifth minus 128bx all over 80a to the third b squared. If you give me a second, I'll do the least common denominator for you up here. But let's write